Mostly I was holding myself because I see I was working with most of the artists for 10, 11 years.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, suck it. Whenever I'm allowing myself to go deeper, then when I go out of the deep journey, I feel that I can be more present. And when I be more present, I feel more secure and I feel more authentic. Basically, when we come full of desire and we try to hunt, then they feel like they're being hunted and then they run away. And the moment that you actually release the idea of desire, release the idea of I need to hunt, I just being myself present, enjoying the company of the people around me. And there was a glimpse of self-love touching me. I was like, okay. So it's it's a memory. It's a glimpse of memory. And then okay. I'm holding it, not in a desire way, in a way of this is something that I need to work on. And then let go, observe it, and start to do the work. So of course we are not always touching the light. Look for whatever make you feel present. Either it's go for a walk or go. For me, my biggest healing in life is.
Join the journey, stay for a while.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of KohPhanCast, the official podcast of Copenhagen Island. And this week with me, Itai Pumik. Pumik, in my eyes, the best definition for him is a connector. He connects between people, he connects organizations, he connects people to themselves. Whether it's through Tantric therapy or through party organizing, event producing, artist agency, the guy just knows where to place the right energy at the right time. And I cannot wait to share the conversation. But before it, guys, most of you are still not subscribed. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it to your friends. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about this conversation. And let's get into it, guys. KohPhanCast. Enjoy this episode. Pumik, thank you so much for being here with me. Honestly, I'm super excited for this one because before I got to know you, I heard a lot about you in a lot of different, like we just spoke, that your name is in everybody's mouth in a beautiful way, as I see it. And just the sheer will of people like you to create for others and to be there for others and to allow spaces, like safe spaces for others, because I've seen the festivals that you're doing and I've seen the connection that you make between people. So just the understanding that people like you exist, that all they want to do is coming from love and for love, is just beautiful. So first of all, thank you for that. And for the people out there that does not know you, you want to give us like 30, 40 seconds? Who's Pumik?
So I'm Itai Pumik, 42 years old, doing what I'm doing for the last 19 years. Festival organizer, event manager. I just closed my company. I had a booking agency and management company that just been shut down because I felt it's take too much of my energy. What else? Music lover, love lover.
Exactly. Just a genuine, wholesome person that I cannot wait to talk I gotta be a little bit selfish because the way that I see myself right now, I am seeing myself going in your way, being a connector, like knowing the people and like setting up like things that can make more energy and more love and more appreciation and more like quality, either if it's events or just occasions, just so half of this is going to be me interrogating you on who you are, and half of it is going to be me interrogating you again for who I am, so let's just go into it. Like before we get into all the beautiful things that you're doing and like how you do it and what's the energy behind it, like, do you remember when you fell in love with this word and like coming up as like before an organizer, as a dancer, and like, give me a little bit of background for you in this war.
So it's all started, let's say, approximately 2007. First time in India, get to know psychedelics, get to know music, get to know spirituality. Slowly stepping in to this world of alternative or, let's call it alternative.
Yeah.
And then I was like traveling for 5 months. I got an email from the coffee place that I was working, and they told me, okay, we want to open a chain of coffee places. Come open the first one in Dizengoff Center. And I was like, "Okay, I need to think about it." But then I made a contract with myself that no matter what, I want to keep exploring and keep dancing. Meaning that doesn't matter what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep doing it at least for a couple of months a year. So I came back to Israel. I opened 3 coffee places, and every year, no matter what, at least for 2 to 3 months, I was flying to India, going there, searching, going deep, learning more, experiencing and exploring more. And then I started to go for parties, side parties. And back to 2008, it used to be full on, let's say. Progressive just started to kick in. Dark was always there. And then I was like going every Saturday for a party. Wake up on sunrise, do whatever you need to do and go for a party. And then at some point I realized the music is changing and the vibe is changing. And I find myself in events that I don't really like. So I found the productions that I really like. And it was the galactic parties. I started to be big fan of them, like going to every event, slowly becoming kind of promoter of the event. And then at some point, one of the partners became sick and he was like, "Pumik, can you replace me? Can you come join us?" And then I joined them. The idea was to create places of freedom that you can actually feel free to dance without judging, without ideas how you're supposed to get dressed and what you're supposed to do, with good music and good vibes. So good people, good music, good vibe. That was the first intention. This is how I started.
That's like, it's amazing to see people that are like, okay, you did not do it and start doing it because you wanted to earn something from it or because there was anything related to what you can gain. Just because like you are seeing yourself, first of all, as a dancer, like you say. And like when it comes from this pure energy of you just knowing that you can help and you want to do it for other people, like, and how did you react when the partner told you, like, I step in, I want you to be a part of it?
I was thrilled to take part of it. I was like 25 years old kid,
Take the microphone a little bit here.
Kind of excited of the idea to be part of production team. I really didn't need the money. I had 3 coffee places at the same time, 3 restaurants. I was doing well, and it was like, okay, this is going to be my side thing that I'm actually enjoying out of, and I can bring my magic that I just learned that I have. It was like slowly learning that I have something unique that I can bring in.
And like if I can go even like before that, like, okay, you have 3 coffee places, like meaning that you were always like an entrepreneur. You always had the passion to connect, to build things. Like even before we get to like productions and parties and whatever, can you elaborate a little bit more about like you recognizing the values in yourself that led you to be able to do those kind of things?
I think in early age I realized my energy is kind of a center energies that kind of attract energies, good and bad. In the age of 15, I was running kind of promoting crew clubbers in Haifa. We used to promote parties for 16, 17, and I was 15. So I always felt that there is something with my energy that attracts people. As I said, sometimes good people, everybody is good. Sometimes good energy, sometimes less good energy. But I realize something is there, and wherever I go, wherever I step in, at some point, I have a beautiful group of people around me that happy to celebrate together. So I'm all about celebration. I'm all about kind of celebrate life, but with meaning, with purpose, with intention.
And like when you went to open the coffee places, did you think that like, okay, I'm going to do that, but this is not my main thing? Because it's so easy to get sucked into the world of like business and okay, now everything is about money and about myself and I'm going to make it bigger and bigger and bigger. What was keeping you aware that this is not the main thing that you need to do and there is something bigger than that?
So I'm multitasker in a way that I can never do one thing at a time. Like basically when I opened the business, 6 months after I started to learn body therapy. I was a body therapist. And like every time there was one thing that I'm doing and something else that I'm studying or doing on the same time. So it was always doing 2 things at least on the same time.
Where do you think it comes from? Like when I'm trying to think like, okay, it's either the guy is losing like interest in a second, or like the ADHD of like, I gotta do, like reflecting on yourself. Can you say where you think it comes from?
Curiosity. Like I'm curious to learn, I'm curious to know, I'm curious to play with energy. Basically, everything is energy.
Yeah,
So
it is.
I'm curious to see how things that I'm actually doing changing my being. Like if I create something, what is going to change within me? So it's like, I think it's always kind of investigating, or at the same time learning how it's reflecting and how it's projecting whatever is there. And I'm super, I'm ADHD, or call it whatever you want. I'm hyperactive, a little bit less now when I'm older, but I used to be hyperactive. In school, I got free from going to classes. I was not supposed to enter classes. I was always, kind of juggling life. Yeah.
And even more when you say about energy and about the spiritual path, and when you understand that like your personality or your being is basically endless and like limitless. So there's always a possibility for you to discover yourself in a new light. So everything that you're doing will show a new part of your personality if you let it like flow over you enough. But it seems that like when you discovered like the place of like event producing and like just the management of like doing the details and making the connections, something stuck. Like it stuck in a way of like, stuck to you because you felt like this is the thing for you. This is the main thing that you would consider yourself doing.
I don't know. For some time, it's always changing. Now lately, like mostly the last 15, 17 years, I was background, always background. Event producer, so I'm in the back, I never on stage. Artist manager, I always in the background. I'm the one that pulled the wires.
Yeah.
I never show up. This is like maybe the first time ever that I speak in front of camera.
Well,
thank you for that.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, man.
And then lately I hear more and more from friends, from associates, from my psychic, from everywhere that I need to tap in to put myself a little bit in the front. So for many years it was like, okay, I was happy to be in service, happy to be on the backstage.
Yeah.
And now there's something in me. I started to DJ lately after 15 years of not touching the console.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen the latest experience that you had here at home. I heard it was beautiful, and like me too. I see myself like, okay, I'm a DJ in my main profession, no problem. But like, I understand the point of view of like, okay, I want to be in the background because first of all, it's a little bit more comfortable. You are doing what you like doing and what you're good at without like having like, those things that like, okay, I'm a DJ and now I'm going to make a fault in the decks or whatever. And a lot of people are looking at me and I get it also for myself, but like you're still at service when you're up there. Like it looks like no matter where we are in our realm, parties, playing, producing, like it's always about being at service. And like, what made you change the perspective of like, okay, I'm background person to like, okay, let's double in, going up front, playing. And how is playing for you even?
Exciting. There's like, I don't really like the stage. Yeah, I like whatever is happening if I play or if I do and if I create, but I don't really like the stage because there's a lot of responsibility there.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to take responsibility on things that I'm 100% behind. I'm not sitting at home in my studio creating music. I'm not like learning how to mix to be the best mixer in the world. So I'm like, I feel a lot of responsibility that maybe I don't deserve to receive while I'm on stage. I believe if we were 15 years ago, before social media started, and my Instagram was not my Instagram, I could stay forever, in the dark. Like nobody know who you are. But then social media changed a lot. Even if you are just the one behind, people get to know you slowly. I was being approached and people get to know me more and more and asking and interested with what I do and asking questions. So I feel lately, I also started to post lately about what's happening with my heart, with my soul, with my like personal process. I never posted my personal process before.
So vulnerable.
Yeah.
To share your deepest corners of your heart. And like, it starts with, what people are going to think and how it's going to be. But then you see that like just the you allowing yourself to just put it out there is already healing for you, because it means that you're not sorry for what you think, you're not sorry for what you feel, and you're not sorry for expressing it, which is such an strong, amazing forces that you put on yourselves.
Yeah, I realized basically I was putting a mask or a shield on me and putting the Pumik. Pumik is not my real name. My real name is Itai.
Yeah.
So I put the Pumik, I put the shield, I put the mask, I put everything, and then I made sure that I'm untouchable. People cannot touch me. Whatever I'm gonna do, I'm untouchable. And then I realized it's kind of protecting me, but at the same time, it's not allowing me to actually feel or to experience. So lately, I think it started a couple of months ago, and it was like going deep here on the island when I was like, okay, just let it be. Just whatever has come. Like I wake up in the morning with clear idea about what I need to talk about or what I need to write about. And then, it's feel vulnerable, but on the same time, it's feel freedom.
Absolutely. Like if 2025 is the year of something, it's the year of authenticity and vulnerability, because come on, we sift through bullshit at this point. And like, I wouldn't say a problem, but a thing that I would wish more that people like you would tell themselves like, okay, I want to put myself out there, because I don't know why, but a lot of people that their energy is very clean and very wholesome tend to stay in the backstages because of, I don't know, judgment out there, or they don't want to perceive in a way that is not for them. But like, what is being perceived? Like, keeping myself in my comfort zone will end up making me less good than I can be at any given moment, because at the end of the day, no matter who I am there for, I am there for myself. And like, sometimes people can tend to think it's selfish to first of all be there for yourself. But when you're first of all there for yourself, you will have a better version of you for them as well. So like, at any given moment, just taking care of yourself first is probably the best thing that you can do.
And also realizing that you can inspire people. The idea, I'm not preach. I'm not gonna tell people what to do.
But I want you to.
Yeah, but that's not my thing. Like I think about maybe I should create men's circle or do whatever. This is not actually me. I'm really into do for my own, and then if people see it and get inspired by it, then I'm happy. So lately I realized that I'm actually inspiring people, and mostly men. Because they see me, they see my energy, they see my movement in the world. They see that I'm walking confident in a place that is like, can be like risky or I don't know.
Yeah.
And they kind of starting to ask questions like, how do you walk confident in this world? How do you interact with women in a way that you don't feel that you are taking? Or so I feel there is something that I can
there is definitely something, because like, I can say only from my experience, but like, the only thing I ever got from you energetically was like alignment and presence and being here and now and being vulnerable with yourself. And that, of course, it's inspiring, because each and every one of us has this heart, has this fire in their heart that can be sometimes smaller, sometimes bigger, depends on the situation that you're going through. But when you see someone that is not afraid to show their fire, and even if it's like bigger or smaller, just being again authentic with this size of the fire, then it can light yours as well. Because not apologetic, not trying to be anything, just allowing yourself to exist is probably the biggest gift that you can give yourself. But back to the thing that, yeah. Do you remember the first event that you produced?
Yeah, it was okay. So it's all no. Okay, first event I produced. One of my partner in the Galactic Party was out of was abroad, and then two others tell me let's do a party together. So, and mostly the Galactic Party used to be 200, 300 people, and then we said let's do a party together. We did it up in the north of Israel. Something happened, I don't know what, but like 1,000 people arrived. Ooh. So the first event was like full celebration of a huge party, like old school Psy party. That was the first thing, and I remember I was like fully, whatever. And then the police came, walked in, looked at us, smiled, and left.
Oh wow!
So the first event that we did was like an illegal event.
Yeah.
Completely out of boundaries of what's supposed to happen, and then it went well, like too good, basically.
That's a good start for a career, huh? But before, like, okay, that's the front office. That's a beautiful thing that happened. Guide me through the back office of what it was like, like, because you want to curate a safe space for people and you want to create celebrations. So for sure it comes with a little bit of like either self-doubt or like challenges that you face. Guide me through making this thing happen.
You never know if people will understand your magic. Like, you sit home or you wake up in the morning with an idea. This is what I want to do. It's happened to me a lot. I wake up with a vision. And then you never know if people understand the vision. So this is the biggest fear of any producer, of every producer. Basically, I'm going to do something. I'm going to put my heart inside, and then people might not understand. So the biggest fear is that people won't show up. Like, you're going to do the event, you're going to put the art and the sound system, and you bring the artist, everything going to happen, but then nobody is coming, or 10 people are coming. Yeah. So this is the biggest fear. Second fear, that you can be shut down by the police or to have some problem. Third thing is something going to happen to somebody.
Yeah.
So there's always a fear that something going to go wrong, but at the same time, if you trust and if you do your best with your clean hands, so I believe so far, touch wood, nothing wrong ever happened. So I believe if I do things with good intention and I really put my heart and my soul in, I'm gonna go to it.
Yes, 100%. And like, even with this kind of beginning of a producing career, like, and life shows you, like, listen, some people like started doing like 20, 30, 40, 100 people parties, and like, the first one you're doing is 1,000, meaning like the existence tells you like, go, man. And then like the event is finished. And what are your thoughts? What are the things that like fill your heart and your mind?
During the event, you already feel, okay, maybe I found one of my purpose, because I know there is no one purpose.
Yes, for sure.
So it's like, okay, maybe this is what I should do. And then my partner, it was new partners, realized, okay, maybe something with the energy I bring in could make difference. So at that point, I realized this is going to be part of my life. At the beginning, it started with doing parties. At some point, I started to do festivals, Sunbeat Festival, and then Galactic Rave. And then I opened my agency to State of Bliss. The idea was like to do and work hard, but stay in a state of bliss.
Yeah.
So this is State of Bliss Ltd. It was a company that used to do it like a production house mixed with management agency and booking agency. At the peak, there was like 28 artists under the agency. We did management and we did booking for them.
It doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter at all. I think you got the vibe. So going from event planning to like artist managing, like, as I see it, it's like taking from taking care of 1,000 people to taking care of one person, which sometimes can be even a little bit more difficult, depends on the relationship that you have with the person. For your perspective, how was that not changed, because you used to do both of them simultaneously, but like, how was the Itai of managing a production versus the Itai of managing an artist?
I can say that managing an artist takes much more energy. This is why I choose to close the agency and stay with the production, because managing an artist, it's a lot of responsibility. You're responsible on somebody's career. Yeah. And doing festival, I'm responsible for many things, but I'm free to do whatever. I'm free to fall. I'm free to do wrong. When it takes a responsibility on somebody's career, it's a lot of responsibility. So at some point I was like, maybe it's enough. Maybe this is not my thing to do anymore. I started to do it because I think I have something with recognized good music or good vibe or good whatever. And I was like, okay, this art is supposed to be in a better place. Like, people need to hear this music. So I was like pushing them, I mixed, I collaborated in my festivals and my artists. And then it was a whole scene that was created between Imagine Festival, it's my biggest creation.
We're definitely going to talk about that.
Going well with the artists, doing kind of indie, electronic, kind of different music that it's not the mainstream. Like, I'm kind of avoiding mainstream for the last 25 years.
Yeah.
So it's all collaborate together to the point it's a win-win situation for all. For the festival, for the artist, for myself, for the audience. So
which is which is, as I see it, how it's supposed to be. Like, especially when all we are trying to do And all we were doing is to make people happy, even if it's through music, through the event itself, through like booking or like, you know, taking care of people's career. Like you say, like at the end of the day, you are the one telling the guy like, okay, you're going to go on this flight and you're going to perform there. And like, this dude needs to have like a father and a mother telling them where to go and what to do, which is probably also not that easy of a job.
And also not fun.
Not fun at all. Like, yeah, I had a lot of like big shot DJs that are telling that the real job is the touring. The real job is the flights and going from there to that. And suddenly this artist missed this flight and this one. Like, do you remember a situation, no name dropping for sure, but like, do you remember a situation that really was like, that's enough?
Many of them. Mostly I was holding myself because I see I was working with most of the artists for 10, 11 years.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, suck it.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath and make it happen. But the only artist I'm still working with is Stubi.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And he's like,
which you book for hours here, yeah.
And he's full on, he's like performing 10 to 20 times a month all over the world.
Yeah.
Now at the moment he was just flying to Barcelona, tomorrow to Brazil. Then, it's like, it's always going into the details and I love details, but sometimes when you do a lot of things, details are disappearing. So you don't see the details.
Yeah.
And
for you specifically, what keeps you specifically with him and like dropping all the...
Stubi?
Yeah.
I think he's the most talented artist I know at the moment on the electronic scene.
Honestly, he has a really cool guy. I thank you for talking about him. I like to put people like, here's Stubi. I love to put people out there, like just to have the platform to allow more like good energy to be thrown at people. I just love it. And it seems like that's what's keeping you intact with everything that you're doing. Just like you say, the state of bliss. Mm-hmm. And like after, so now you're producing parties and you see that. And like at some point you're like, okay, I'm going to produce festivals. I'm going to do it like big time. And honestly, from everything, I've never been to one of your festivals, but like,
really?
Yeah. Like I mostly have been here, but like I've seen videos of Imagine, like the famous video of Squid, like with like 4,000 people. Like I've never seen crowds like that, even like very big stages around the world. And like, what do you think is the secret of being able to put this kind of energy and to curate an event that can take people to such an extreme levels of bliss?
I believe it's only energetic work because we don't I think Imagine Festival is the only festival in Israel that don't do selection. Like we don't approve tickets. Whoever buy a ticket is welcome to enter in, and it's always sell out between 5 to 24 hours, and it's 4,000 people. So to be able to pick the best people by myself, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But then I just do an energetic work with trust, the universe, to bring only who are supposed to be there. And then I believe something is actually happening there because 4,000 people come twice or 3 times a year to the festival, and the vibe is staying beautiful. And I think whenever they enter the space that we do also energetic work in the space, they kind of blending or melt in the energy that's already there. So it's mostly energetic work that I'm learning how to actually take control on, because sometimes before I didn't know that I actually have the power to play with energy, and now I understand, okay, I'm actually playing with energy. It's what I do.
Exactly. And like the fact that like even recognizing, okay, let's go philosophical deep, even recognizing the fact that you have the ability to play with energy makes you playing with energy better. Like you will be better if you believe, but you will be even better if you know.
Basically, you need to clean your field. Whenever you feel that your field is clean and your intention is right, and you do everything in the right, from the right reason, so then the field is already clean. And then whatever you bring inside the field is kind of playing the game.
Exactly. It's like the moment you are secure enough in what it is that you want for yourself and what it is that your energy is putting out in the world, and you're confident enough that your truth, like when you do things from pure heart and pure intention, like you say, like existence, life, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, will not bring into your doorstep anything that is not supposed to be there. Whether if it's people that needs to come to your parties or situations that need you to come to your life to teach you and have more experience based on. And like when you really are aligned with what it is that your calling is, like how you say it. It's just, again, alignment, understanding that I am who I am, and I'm doing things out of my pure heart, as pure as it can be, because we always have more work to do. And like, regardless, partying or festivals or whatever it is, when did you discover for yourself the energetic realm, the spiritual realm? Like, when was the shift happening that like life is not happening anymore from outside in, it happens from inside out?
It was happening several times during my life. When I was young, I was like walking around with my friends and tell them something is wrong. Like, I feel that this is not reality. This is not the truth. I was 15, 16 years old and keep asking and saying the wrong things. I was like asking questions that nobody know how to answer. And then I went to learn Reiki in the age of 16. I was like, okay, there is energy. I want to know how to work with it. And then army, blah, 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 real life, business, Babylon, yada, yada. And then, again, it came like every time that I was like, and then I find out LSD, and the LSD teach you a lot, and ayahuasca. And then all the psychedelics teach you that there is energy that sometimes you can actually observe, see, play with, touch. And then at some point, with whatever we were talking about, I'm also a tantric therapist, meaning that I was studying for a couple of years. I had a clinic during COVID time, mostly energetic, spiritual work. But then you learn how to play with present and energy. And this is where I think I finally fully tapped in to understanding of energetic work, like how you actually move energy and how you actually control. Control is the wrong word, but how you actually create. And how you actually change. If it's your own mood, if somebody's feeling, if somebody's state of mind, you can actually play with this energy. And if your field is clean, meaning that you do something right.
Yeah, like the clean mirror. That like the moment you want to see life clear, or you want to be there for others, for them to see themselves, you first of all need to be a clean mirror yourself. We need to do the internal work and everything. And like, Reiki at 16?
Yeah, my best friend was like, Pumik, I wasn't Pumik back then, it was Itai. We have too much energy. I heard there is some guide here just next to our 20 minutes drive that teaching Reiki. Like, okay, let's go. I was a curious kid. And then we went, and for a couple of months, we learned how to work with energy.
Can you elaborate a little bit about Reiki? Because I'm not that familiar with this whole
So Reiki is basically channeling or moving through you energy of healing. Basically, you don't do much. You just being present, cleaning your container, and just asking for clean energy to come through you, or healing energy to come through you, and then you just allowing it with a touch or without a touch. You don't have to touch. It can be like a airy touch.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful thing that actually, in a very weird way, working.
The power of intention.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, if I could give like something for people to learn, like one thing is just being able to not control again, just allow yourself to be comfortable with a shift of energy, with, like sometimes we lock ourselves in this comfort zone that we are getting attached to the things that we think defy us. And then we're like, oh, what will happen if this will change? Or what will happen if that will change? We're trying to keep a certain energy here just because we are used to it. And what we are afraid of is mostly change, whether if it's going to be better or worse. So just allowing the energy to go through you instead of trying to hold it here when it's here. Like that. The amount of energy that you can experience is so much more important than the length of how long you can feel it for.
Yeah, I believe most of us, from some reason, think that we always already got to the best place we can be in life. Some of us, yeah. And then okay, this is where I want to stay. And then if you just allow yourself to go again to this tunnel of going deep, to this spiral of in and out, and then you do the process again, then you get to the higher point of being, higher point of existence. Yes.
And like even the higher that we talk about, it's such a human thing to measure things in higher and lower. And like, we're always here. We're always here right now in the moment, whatever it is. Like, but the only thing that changes is how we choose to perceive ourselves. You know, so the fact that I'm going to have this or that puts me in a higher or lower space, or is it just kind of a different way to perceive what it is being me right now?
I think it's just get your understanding or your ability to actually act a little bit wider. Like when you do the process and when you go deeper, higher or lower, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's deeper.
Yeah.
If you go deeper, then I think it's give you more to, okay, let's say and understand. We know nothing.
Yeah, that's for sure.
There's a lot of ideas and thoughts that we have, but we know nothing. But for me, what I feel that whenever I'm allowing myself to go deeper, then when I go out of the deep journey, I feel that I can be more present. And when I be more present, I feel more secure and I feel more authentic and more. So it's like, yeah, I think this spiral of going in and out and bring some magic and some growth to my energy.
Oh, 100%. Like the deeper you go into yourself and you understand that this yourself that you are getting into doesn't even exist. You know, you're just slowly shedding all those boxes and layers that you got, that people taught you when you were young, and society and whatever, and like self-limiting beliefs that we teach ourselves. Oh, you need to do this to be that, or you need to have this to go there. And like at some point you go so deep into yourself that, like you say, the spiral, you end up not even going deeper. You're getting out into the universe, that like when you can shed these layers of what it means being a human, and you understand that you're just another grain of energy within everything. So you do have the ability to shift the energy because you are the energy that you are shifting. And even let's go same subject but different, like you being a therapist that I didn't know that you were. You want to talk a little bit about that?
I can.
Yeah.
Basically, I found out the Tantra world through my ex-girlfriend, my mythologic one. She tapped into my life and she started to ask for common language. Like, okay, if we're going to interact, we need to speak on the same language. And she started to teach me slowly.
Yeah.
Like small steps of physical and on the same time on the ideas behind Tantra. So Tantra is basically 70% of idea, 30% of physics, whatever.
So Tantra is such a misunderstood concept as I see it right now, because first of all, I would never try to explain what Tantra is because I have no idea myself, especially 2025, modern Tantra, old school Tantra. I have no idea what it means. Shed some light, please.
So basically the easiest way to sell things is with sex, as we know it. So the new Tantra, Neo-Tantra, is being sold to the world as a sexual thing. But it's nothing about sexuality. Tantra basically is just being present. When you're being present and you breathe and you release and you walk with your energy, then you actually can go to a different dimension. And it exists when you practice energetic work and breath work and meditation with the right intention, and you can bring in sexuality. Yeah, there is magic. So she was slowly pushing me to go study, and then I went for a school. It was the kind of the biggest school in Israel of teaching Tantra. And I was like, yeah, I'm just there to learn. I'm not going to do anything after. I'm going to finish my school, go back to my life.
Yeah.
And then I studied, and it was beautiful and deep and releasing and empowering to learn so much knowledge and so much tools that you can actually work with. And then the moment before we finished school, COVID started. So no festivals, no parties, no event managers, no artists doing anything. And I was like, maybe I would do the stage. You know, the stage is like you need to do the stage. Okay, so I took one of my rooms in my house. I made it the clinic, and I did the stage. Fast forward, my clinic was full 5 days a week, 5-6 people coming every day, couples, singles. It was beautiful, but at the same time, the moment that COVID ended, I was like, yeah, I'm happy to bring my magic out on a bigger scale. Like one-on-one is beautiful. It's making me be more present and allowing some service, but I think my service can be more helpful if I do it on a bigger scale.
And like, what are some of the things that someone goes to a Tantra therapist in order to fix in themselves, in the relationship? Like, what's the common reasons that people come to you?
The most common with men is like premature come. With women is not being able to get an orgasm.
Yeah.
This is and then it's connected to your body, and like people don't understand that sexuality is life force. Like if you don't have life force, if you don't have energy, if you don't feel alive, your sexuality is going to look the same. So basically, there was a lot of people that came for many different reasons, but it was all the same. Basically, needed to learn how to be present, needed to learn how to release trauma. There is a lot of trauma around sexuality with every one of us.
Yes.
So people used to come and asking questions, and then I was like searching in for the base for whatever started this whole thing, and then do deep trauma work basically.
It's like I hear a lot, okay, like life force, sexuality, direct correlation for sure. Where does in your like thought, like where does like things like celibacy come into those kind of things, you know, like when people are like avoiding sex and things like that, but not from like, oh, I cannot get a partner or this or that, but just keeping in their mind like, okay, I'm gonna intentionally not have sex, because I had like a year and a half like that in my past, that I told myself, okay, I'm gonna look at all the girls in my life like they were my little sister, and I just wanted to get the demon of the predator like out of my mind, you know. I want to be able to look at a woman without imagining my intention or what can I gain from it, and like through celibacy I was able to do it. But what it is about sexuality and those things that makes us perceive ourselves as such animals sometimes, you know?
So I think it's all about learning to work with your life force. The moment that you learn how to direct and how to channel your energy and how to transform it from being horny or being not like being crazy active,
Yeah.
to move this energy to creation, to do something, to basically it's life force is everything. And then you can take this energy of waking up in the morning horny as fuck, and then go with this energy and create something new. Like even ideally, just have the idea about, okay, what I can create, and then put all your intention. We're doing this, your energy is fully channeling there.
And even more, a person that is aligned with their energy and doesn't need anything, you know, the energy of being thirsty, like energetically thirsty, not knowing how to, not control again, but manage your energy and your life force. And like people that do have it, the ability to look at their energy, to see the place that they're in and just be comfortable with it. It's so attracting, you know, somebody that can handle themselves and not be in the constant state of like even if it's not physically like that, a lot of people feel like that.
I believe that aware women recognize men that come with desire. And the moment that you let go of the desire, then the other side actually recognize you as something suitable. Basically, when we come full of desire and we try to hunt, then they feel like they're being hunted and then they run away. And the moment that you actually release the idea of desire, release the idea of I need to hunt, and just being myself, present, enjoying the company of the people around me, doesn't matter if this person have boobs or not having boobs.
That's exactly it.
And then you're free from desire, such a strong sentence.
Wow.
You're free from desire, and then you actually be able to accept what the world is trying to give you, because the world is allowing you anything if you don't come and try to take it.
Exactly. Like just the power of being able to allow what comes to come and what goes to go, just like the breath. You know, it's like you're not trying to hold your breath for eternity, you know, like you let it go on each and every breath that you breathe. So that's probably the biggest lesson, to just be able to let the things come and let them go. Like it's a exact like reflection of the biggest law in the world. Like if you would have like a rope in your hand right now that the car is taking with it, and it's like so hard on your hand, what would you do? Try to hold harder? No, you would just let go.
I think the biggest lesson of our generation is let go of desire and let go of attachment. Like we do, as you said before, we get attachment to ideas of what we are. Any kind of attachment. What I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to eat, where I'm supposed to go. just be present. If you come to a situation and you don't feel good and you don't feel connected, go away. If you get connected with somebody and the connection is not really there, let go of the connection. If you see somebody and you desire her or him, but maybe it's actually don't exist. Maybe it's not the right time. Maybe it's not the divine timing.
But what happens when this pure love and collective consciousness, or whatever you want to call it, what happens when it being hid under so many layers of trauma and suppression and negative influence from their surrounding? And like, what would be the first step that you would suggest someone to take when they feel less connected to themselves, more in the sharp point of like, yeah, that's existence, that's who I am, shove it? Or what would you say to them?
First, go meet a therapist. But the easier way is just to look for whatever make you feel present. Either it's go for a walk or go. For me, my biggest healing in life is dancing. Like most people like to interact on the dance floor. I don't really interact. I smile to people. I never touch people. I never let people touch me. I don't talk on the dance floor. Mostly it's me. Get connected with music, connected with the dance floor and dancing. And every time I go for a dance, and here on this island, the last 4 months, it was the biggest healing by dancing that I ever had in my life. So find your medicine. Basically, dancing can be medicine, meditation can be medicine, yoga can be medicine, swimming, ice bath, whatever make you feel present and clear of ideas of what I'm supposed to, and just feel what I am at the moment. It's already the biggest part of the process. Then, of course, go see a therapist.
If you need some shock therapy, go for it as well. It is what it is. Some of us need it. But and then, okay, Earth and sky, it is what it is. This whole conversation is so lovely. I love it. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions for myself. Like, based on what energy you are making connections between people, between productions, between like layers of things that you work at. Like, I don't know if I understand what I'm questioning you right now myself, but like, it's like, when did you recognize and how do you recognize that something needs to happen? Like,
going back to present. When I'm present and I feel the energy around, it's all about presence. When I'm present and I feel the energy around me, let's say I met you and I feel your energy, and like, okay, something's supposed to happen here. So at the moment it's this, whatever is happening now, but something else going to happen. The moment that my channel is open to someone, to some energy, to some creature, let's say,
exactly,
I know that something going to tap in, and mostly it's come after I wake up. Like I probably dream about it, and then I wake up in the morning and I have clear vision of what's supposed to happen. Connection between people, it's also like I'm finding myself a lot with the situation that I'm here and there's many people around me, and mostly I would sit on the side and not even talk. Like I would sit and just observe the situation.
Yes.
And then I can actually recognize when the colors are matching. Let's say you green color, and then a friend of mine is also green color. So I know that something's supposed to happen. So I will mostly either idea going to come and like, guys, you need to do that, or I'm going to trigger the situation. I'm going to ask questions to see what's coming out of the. So I feel that I'm really good with connecting people, mostly connecting ideas, connecting energies. And then it can happen only when you're actually observing energies. Again, like people talking, it's something that is like, for me, it's turn off. Like hearing people talking blah, blah, blah about themselves, about ego, what we are doing now, whatever. It's kind of turn off for me. Mostly I like to see, to observe people's energy. When they sit, when they're just, listening, when they're playing, when they're creating something, then you can actually realize what is there. And then it's easy to find a match.
It was such an important law for me to understand that, like you say, whoever is going to get to my doorstep has something to share in life generally, like, because like I really believe that no one will come and encounter us if there is nothing to be had with them. When you are aligned and when you are present and when you're in the current moment. And like, do you remember times in your life that it wasn't like that? Do you remember like periods that you were a little bit more blocked? Like, because we will never stay in this state of enlightenment or whatever you want to call it, because it's a constant lesson of coming in and out of it. How do you remind yourself when needed that this too shall pass?
So the last 5 years after I had a kind of hardcore breakup from beautiful hardcore relationship,
Yeah.
I took time for myself. I was like kind of traumatized from whatever happened there, not because of her, because of me, because of the energy we created together. And I was like, I need to heal. And then I took some time with closed heart. And I was mostly walking. I put my energy, my life force into walking, was not almost not sharing sexuality or intimacy with nobody. And then there was always a small reminder that remind you who you are, like who, and then it happened to me already in the past. It's basically about falling in love with yourself. At the moment that you fully connected with yourself and you again in love with yourself, then you can love anyone, and then you can actually attract only whoever is the people that you're supposed to love and supposed to connect. So for me, it was like, I forgot it. We all forget. I forgot who I am. I forgot why I even like to spend time with myself. I was trying to be out. I was trying to share time with people all the time, not to be myself. And then the moment it happened here on the island again, then before in Sunte, and before in Goa, and then before. And the moment that I was here, and there was a glimpse of self-love touching me, I was like, okay. So it's it's a memory. It's a glimpse of memory. And then okay. I'm holding it, not in a desire way, in a way of this is something that I need to work on. And then let go, observe it, and start to do the work. So of course we are not always touching the light. There's also shadow work. And
that was the exact difference between like encountering enlightenment and being enlightened. Like as we speak in this island, there are a lot of enlightened people.
We're all human at the end. We're all human, and we're all moving between light and darkness, and we all have shadows, and we all better work on our shadows. But those shadows will going to be there, and the trauma is going to be there, and it's always
it's just about the perception of the relationship that we have with those kind of subjects, like, because it's not nice and not easy to deal with your shadows. It's at the beginning. The moment you realize that your shadows can offer to you so much more depth that you don't even know about yourself, because where you are triggered is where you need to look. Where you're triggered is where your next step of evolution is coming to you. And it's like a muscle. The more you're going to work with it, the better you're going to get at working with it.
I think it's even more about, like, I just had a love story with someone here on the island, and her shadows started to come out. And she was like, yeah, but I don't want you to see my shadows, or I'm afraid of my shadows. And I was like, babe, bring your shadows. Let's give them names and let them play. Because it's about practice, but not only about practice. It's about how is your state of mind and how you accept your shadows. If your shadows becoming your friends, then you can actually play with them, and then you don't afraid of them, and then it's not a big evil energy that's over you. It's part of you. Basically, it's part of us. The shadow, we created our shadows, or the trauma created our shadows, and then let's play with them.
It's like taking thinking, even the fact that we call them shadows, like it's
because nobody want to see, nobody want
exactly, like we think we have this enormous, huge bear in our heart, but it's just a little kitty cat that just, and the depth of how much it's going to hurt is based on how much energy you put in resisting to it.
Definitely.
So the more you say, oh no, it's my shadow, I don't face it, resistance, it will get bigger and it will get stronger. And like, what other reason other than look at it can something like that will have?
And this, taking back to our conversation about me posting what I'm going through my life at the moment, it was my biggest shadow. Sharing, being vulnerable, let people have power on me. And then I realized nobody have power on me. I'm the only one that actually have power on me.
Yeah, they can come knock at the door, but the one that has the key is you.
And then the moment that you allow yourself to be vulnerable, and the moment you allow yourself to be kind of approachable, whatever, then you're actually free. Because you're afraid of nothing. Like nothing can actually touch you. And this is like,
and like sometimes the moment you consider yourself free, because I really believe that we cannot meet anyone else deeper than we met ourselves. So the moment you are free, okay, maybe the road of trying to get free is now finished because it for sure the cycle will come back and you will not. That's how it works. But the moment you see yourself free, that's your time to help others, because now they can see freedom through you. And now, instead of trying to influence yourself and being there for yourself, now that you can be there for them.
I believe you cannot help nobody. I think we can inspire people.
Yeah.
We can show them the way.
Of course, you can show them how to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but then helping is also a desire.
Yeah.
Like when I think that I can actually help somebody, I'm holding desire. I think the best thing I can do is to offer my present and to offer my whatever. I can be here. If you need something, you can ask. But if I'm coming with clear intention to help you, I'm helping myself. I'm helping my ego to feel better, basically.
Yes, I like it. I like it. Especially as the biggest people pleaser alive, like I'm always helping. But yeah, that's a perspective that I'm definitely going to think about. And just to create a full circle, because that's been amazing. It really seems like, whether you've been in the light or the darkness or whatever it is, it looks like you've always served a purpose of being at a state of bliss, being again, I will use the word helpful and supportive, and just the sheer will to be there for others, because everything that I started, I'm gonna end, everything that you're doing seems like it's focused around supplying a safe space and being there for others. And for that, I really appreciate it, bro. And I really appreciate you coming here, because I know it's another step out of your comfort zone.
Definitely.
And I hope you had a lot of fun, man.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming here, brother.
Thank you for inviting me.
Definitely. KohPhanCast, guys.
Join the journey, stay for a while.